It's my feel-good breakfast show.
Welkom terug, is geskakel op jou goed voel ontbytprogram. Dis Expresso net hier op SABC3 en is 'n pragtige dag hier in die moederstad. Nou, dis daardie tyd van die week waar ons saam met 'n plaaslike celebs 'n bietjie kuier om meer te leer oor hulle verhouding met geld. So this morning, Kat and our certified financial planner Grant van Zyl sits down with our very own Leigh-Anne Williams.
Well, it is time once again for Expresso Wealth Wednesdays, where each week we sit down with a celebrity to learn more about their relationship with money, from their wins and woes, capital gains to growing pains. Because at the end of the day, we all live the same reality, and perhaps we can all learn from each other. And that's where our certified financial planner, Grant van Zyl, then steps in. And today we feature our very own Leigh-Anne Williams. Good to have you on the financial seat.
It's so weird being on the side. Like, I'm slightly nervous being interviewed right now.
It's all good. We'll take it easy, Grant. We'll take it easy.
Imagine how nervous I feel sitting next to you. Okay?
Guys,
Darling.
it's not that kind of show. So I first want to ask you, Leigh-Anne, what is your very first memory of money?
Whew, my very first memory. You know, funny that you asked that question. When you said that, the first answer that came to my mind is not having it.
Wow.
Wow.
That's my very first memory of money. The fact that it wasn't there, that growing up was tough, being raised by a single mom, I was always acutely aware that there wasn't a lot to go around. And I just suppose knowing that as a kid, you always know that there's a better life, that you want so much more for yourself. You see how much somebody's going through for you, but you always know that money is tight, that there's not a lot of it.
I think that's something that's very common throughout a lot of South African
Yeah.
families, growing up without plenty of it. And so in the years to come then, how has your relationship with money changed, and what kind of situations have informed that change in relationship?
You know what, as a kid, I think I was always a hustler. I knew where to find it. You know, when you turn the couch upside down and then you make a hole in the bottom of it and you feel through all the sweet packets and you find a R5 or a R2. So I always knew how to make money. I think I just didn't know how to make money work for me. So you work hard, you study, you educate yourself, you finally get a job, and then you have this money and you don't know how to work with it. So you spend. And you spend and you spend, and you don't know that there's consequences to bad spending habits, like having a bad credit profile, you know?
Wow.
So I think just coming out of varsity, going into work, I realized that you can't just spend, you can't just make debt frivolously, that you had to work, you know, had to work well with your money, and that's what I've learned over the years, is how to work well with my money.
I love that you say that, you know, you knew where to find it. It seems like when, what is that, something about crisis being the mother of all, or necessity being the mother of all innovation. You find ways of getting it. And I'm not sure that you can find, or you found this in your practice as well.
Yeah, most definitely. You know, what we find is a lot of people know how to make money, exactly what you're saying now. The problem comes in, how do you manage that money?
Yeah.
So we all know how to make money, really, but it's then getting down to the nitty-gritties of really managing that money. And it goes down to the school levels. We're not getting taught those fundamental principles from an early stage. So then it really boils down to the parents really getting involved in those sort of areas, you know, to help get those sort of educational points across.
Yeah. And that was going to be my next question to Leigh-Anne, about who are those people that influenced your relationship and with money and gave you the advice that formed your opinion on it when you were growing up?
You know what, I think I agree with you when you say financial intelligence. We're taught maths at school, but no one teaches us how to work with money. They don't teach us how to be intelligent with regards to money. So I didn't really have somebody that I could learn from. I just had to kind of ask questions and learn for myself, and learn the hard way, make big mistakes and have to fix them. So I think it's just asking questions, you know, seeing how other people live their lives and say, how can I do better? How can I make better decisions with regards to money? Because I think, you know, in terms of my life, I didn't really have many role models, because they just didn't have. When you don't have, money just goes to what is necessary. So it's just kind of looking at the people that are getting it right and learning from them.
All right. Well, on that note, we'll hold on to the topic this Expresso Wealth Wednesday. And when we come back, I want to ask Leigh-Anne about what the toughest things are that she'd like to learn right now about financial management, and perhaps Grant will have some advice for her.